People join companies and they leave managers. Why do managers fail? According to Gallup, managers account for 70% of variance in employee engagement scores. The way a manager acts has a massive impact on how the people who report to that manager feel and what they do. So why should we change the way that managers work? What's not working and what do we recommend? Let me show you. We suggest the term manager be replaced with the word coach. If we ask what is the role of a manager, so why does a manager exist? It's to get the most out of people who report to them. Jim Collins said that in a bureaucracy exists because of a lack of trust and a lack of discipline. So we need a bureaucracy because there's a lack of trust and a lack of discipline. So to have an effective and efficient organisation, we need to eliminate as much bureaucracy as possible, and we need to have a high level of trust and we need to have a high level of discipline. The key role inside that is managers. So managers need to coach people, to help people to understand where they've got to go to succeed in their role and help them to be attuned with what needs to be done for them to be successful in the eyes of the organisation. So it's not about discipline and reporting up. It's really about doing this. It's about getting the That's how we look at an org chart. So we've got the CEO at the top and then various layers of people as we go down. Well, it's about turning that upside down. That's pretty bad, but I think you get the point. It's about each person actually supporting the people who are reporting to them. A manager's job is to get the most out of the people who report to them, and that's why the KPI of a manager should be, the key performance indicator, the metric to which a manager is held accountable should be the percentage of team who report to them who are achieving their KPIs. If I'm a manager inside a business and this is what I am accountable for, then this is what I need to do. I need to make sure that the team, the people who I'm supporting, are going to be achieving their KPIs. So my KPI in supporting the people who I work with is to get my team to be able to achieve their KPIs, because that's what great managers do. It's not about them, it's about their team. Great managers get more out of the people who report to them than they knew was otherwise possible. Why do managers fail? Managers may have something to do which doesn't involve getting more out of the people who report to them. If their target is, well, you need to sell 100 units and your sales team needs to each sell 100 units, well, that's not really working in the best interest of getting the rest of the team to succeed, because what would be better is your job is to get your sales team of 5 people to sell 120 units each to get the most out of the people who report to them. You can apply that, and we do, across all sorts of areas of the business. So managers fail because they don't understand the reason they exist in an organisation. The reason a manager exists is to get people to perform. Let's call these people direct supports instead of direct reports. Direct supports, because we're supporting them, we're coaching them and supporting them, rather than direct reports. And rather than calling it division in the company, the human resources division, I mean, people are not resources to be bought and sold as we see fit. Let's call it people and culture or talent division or something like that, something that doesn't refer to people as a resource. So does that mean that we should be calling someone the operations coach rather than operations manager, or we should be calling someone the state sales coach rather than the state sales manager? Well, yeah, it actually is. The job of a manager is to get the most out of people, and 70% of people, I'm going to go back to that first statistic, 70% of people, their employee engagement scores vary depending on their manager. So people join companies and leave managers. The reason that people are unhappy is the way that people are managing, because the way that people are managing is set up wrong. And the people who are managing them are being measured incorrectly. The job of a sales manager is to get the most out of the sales team. The job of an operations manager is to get the most out of the operations team, so that everybody is accountable for something and everybody is hitting their numbers. Their job is to spend more time with the people, coaching them to make sure that those people are achieving the results that the company overall needs. So that when all of the things that the company needs are split up with every person in the company, there is accountability all throughout the company. And whenever there is someone who isn't making their numbers, it's not our job to necessarily fire them, as to have their manager spend more time with that person, drilling down to say, I see that you're not making your numbers, how can we help you to get there? And even better is what we call peer accountability, so that the rest of the team comes together to help that person. If you are a manager in a business and you don't have this kind of Rockefeller Habits framework, what is it that you can do if you're a mid-level manager and you want to be successful, but you don't necessarily have the support from above to do anything broader than try to be successful in your role? Well, number one, ask for numbers. Say to your boss, what can I do to be successful in my role? Quantify exactly what it is that your employer needs to see you succeed and to see your team succeed. So we need to make 51 widgets every day. If we do that, what my boss is saying to me, that we will succeed. And then let's say make a quarterly goal to achieve 51 widgets every day, and then divide that number up, whatever number you've got from your boss, into 13 weeks, and then work week in, week out by coaching the team against those numbers. And coaching is asking questions of the person. So what do you think is preventing you getting there? And then working with them to brainstorm ideas to help them to achieve the number next time. The repeated, constant habit of going back and talking with the person is what really, really matters about the same things to help them get to those numbers. How do great managers succeed? We've spoken about how managers fail, but how do managers succeed? Well, in order from least important to most important, here are the top 5. Number 5, hire less, higher pay. So Our objective in recruiting and managing our talent is to have a smaller workforce, so less people who are paid more. We want to get the best people in the industry and we want to pay them more to create great results. That's the objective. So great managers identify the great people. They understand implicitly that good is the enemy of great. So they are only trying to get great people on their team and they are holding them accountable to that, and they are able to pay more because of the great results that they are achieving. Number 4, give recognition and show appreciation. Always measuring what people are doing, not everything, only 2 key performance indicators and 3 to 5 priorities, which is working on the business to improve the business per quarter. So the 2 KPIs are a person working in the business, and the 3 to 5 priorities are someone working on the business to improve the systems or processes or capabilities of the business. Having those measurements right and always ensuring that the person knows, giving constant recognition and feedback, always saying, that's good, let's keep tracking there, how can we improve that? Letting people know at all times where they stand. Number 3, set clear expectations and provide a line of sight. All you've got to do is to be successful in this role is to create 51 widgets every day. That is a very clear expectation. When someone doesn't know what's expected of them, it's very, very hard to achieve that. What we're trying to do is to make sure at all times everybody knows what they've got to do and there can be no uncertainty. Number 2, stop demotivating, start de-hassling. Stop demotivating staff. Get out of people's way. The job of a manager is to remove hassles so that a person can get their 1 or 2 key performance indicators done so that they can achieve the great results they're there to do. We don't want to give someone 15 KPIs. That's a massive failure. Give each person in the organisation 1 or 2 KPIs and drive them relentlessly towards that, and understand through coaching conversations what it is that is getting in their way. De-hassle them. Finally, and number 1, help people play to their strengths. Using Liz Wiseman's multipliers terminology, what is a person's native genius? As a manager, do you understand exactly everybody in the team? What is their native genius? What is the thing that they're inherently good at, and what is the thing that they're not so good at? How can you get everybody in the organisation to be doing more of what they're good at and probably enjoy? Help people play to their strengths. A good manager, when asked about their team, will speak in generalities. They will say they're hardworking or they're fun. A great manager, when asked about their team, will speak in specifics. They will drive right down into, well, this person is really good at that, and that person is really good at this. Remember the A team? In the A team, everybody had a specific that they were great at. Together, what they were great at added up to more than the sum of the parts. The difference between a leader and a manager is a leader is about sameness, trying to get everybody onto the same vision over a long period of time, whereas a manager is about differences, finding the small differences between everybody in the organisation and tapping into their greatness